Alexandria Cardinals. Against the champions of Section 7 with a record of 18-8-2, the Hermantown Hawks. Now let's meet the Cardinals. Senior goalie number 1, Brady Metcalf. Senior defenseman number 2, Jack Lamsky. Senior forward number 3, Leo Copeland. Senior defenseman number 4, Gage Castle. Junior forward number 7, Cam O'Shea. Senior forward number 8, Gavin Olson. Sophomore forward number 10, Brody Berg. Senior forward number 11, Kason Mouche. Senior defenseman number 12, Bennett Olson. Senior forward number 14, Owen Draper. Sophomore defenseman number 15, Nicholas Schultz. Senior forward number 16, Caleb Lind. Sophomore forward number 17, Evan Klimek. Ninth grade defenseman number 18, Grady Suki. Senior forward number 21, Evan Anderson. Ninth grade forward number 22, Will Thornburg. Ninth grade forward number 25, Grady Olson. Sophomore defenseman number 29, Aiden Schneiderhan. Senior goalie number 35, Jackson Cavers. And ninth grade forward number 38, Aaron Anderson. The assistant coaches are Adam Olson and Landon Olson. Head coach is Josh Myers, the Alexandria Cardinals. Now let's meet the Hawks. Junior defenseman number 2, Henry Peterson. Sophomore defenseman number 4, AJ Francisco. Junior forward number 6, Andrew Johnson. Senior forward number 7, Evan Gunderson. Senior defenseman number 8, Drew Nelson. Senior defenseman number 9, Will Esterbrooks. Junior forward number 10, Raph Mellon. Junior defenseman number 11, Jack Slattengren. Junior forward number 12, Jackson Erickson. Senior defenseman number 13, Weston Bowman. Sophomore forward number 16, Bodie Medill. Sophomore forward number 18, Ward Skyda. Senior forward number 19, Josh Kapanen. Junior forward number 23, River Freeman. Sophomore defenseman number 24, Kyler Berg. Sophomore defenseman number 25, Caden Mannion. Junior forward number 26, Charlie Marchand. Sophomore forward number 29, Henry Martinson. Senior goalie number 32, Dane Calloway. And sophomore goalie number 35, Bryce Francisco. The assistant coaches are Nate Buck and Chad Huddle. Head coach is Patrick Andrews, the Hermantown Hawks. Here this evening's game officials on the lines, Morgan Shepard, Wesley Wytashik. Your referees are Tyler Rue and Ryan Swafford. At this time, we ask you to please rise. Please remove your caps and join the Hermantown Band under the direction of Nick Allen in the playing of our national anthem.
both in the semifinals up for grab. Alexandria and Hermantown here, the Cardinals and the Hawks. And Ben, let's talk first of all about Hermantown. They've been here a lot, always have high-end offense, but they're doing a little bit more with defense this year.
Well, the top four is just amazing for Coach Andrews, and to back that up, they have one of the best goaltenders, the most experienced goaltender maybe in the tournament, in Dane Calloway. Very non-traditional for what you see and think about when you hear Hermantown hockey, but they are an absolute force to be reckoned with in this tournament. Taking a look right there at the guy we were just talking about, Dane Calloway, school record in goals against, wins, just 2 shutouts away from taking that marker as well.
And we're taking a look at our starting goaltenders, brought to you by your local Holiday Station stores, part of the Circle K family, Ben.
There on the opposite side of center, Brady Metcalf. He has been the difference maker for this Cardinal club this year. Was immaculate in the section final, shutting it down in the first period, stopped a huge breakaway in the second against Northern Lakes. That sent them here to St. Paul.
Fans filing in here for the night session in Class A. Who will join War Road and St. Cloud Cathedral, Hermantown and Alexandria. Third time they have met here in the championship round. So these programs are not unfamiliar with each other. They know a little bit about each other. In fact, Alexandria beat Hermantown going back to the semifinals in 2018 before they fell to Orono in the championship in Class A 2018. We'll get an icing and our first whistle 25 seconds in.
You know, for the Cardinals, they have been on an absolute tear. The game against Sartell was the turning point for them, and really putting the top line together of Anderson, Klimek, and Mouché has been a huge boost to their offense.
The draw here in the Hermantown zone after the icing. The Cardinals pull it back to their defenseman, Nicholas Schultz, who's a sophomore. Senior Jack Lamsky's on the other side. Here's one in on net. Dane Calloway will steer it away. Callaway school record, most wins, best goals against. He's 1 shutout away from the school record, held by Garen Opsahl. Here come the Cardinals in on the attack. A little centering pass, and getting back was Drew Olson to intercept for the Hermantown Hawks.
So far, 3 really quick transitions for the Hawks. That'll aid their offense, which, like we talked about earlier, has been surprisingly slow for Hermantown metrics.
Evan Gunderson's got it up high. Over to the left wing, jumping down there was the defenseman, Weston Bowman. As defensive as the defensemen have been, good tight defense, they also like to jump into the play for the Hawks. You look at the numbers of Esther Brooks and Drew Nelson and Henry Peterson, as well as brother George, of course, on the team last year. Hermantown back in their own zone, opening minute and a half here, feel out period between these two teams. These teams did not play during the regular season. Alexandria's played St. Cloud Cathedral and Orono, so they have played a couple of the state tournament teams. Lost to St. Cloud 2-0 and Orono 4-1. This one in from neutral on the goaltender. It's Brady Metcalf for Alec. Wearing the red uniforms here. Very reminiscent of the Chicago Blackhawks, are they not, Ben?
I like it. So, yes, timeless.
Lynn down the wall, centers that third line here for Alexandria. They play their home games at Runestone Community Center. Classic old barn. Here's a pass out in front. Diving shot by Anderson. Save made by Callaway. They're still after it. Puck is still loose, and Callaway goes to his right to slam the door, and the Hawks off the glass and out.
Terrific puck hunger, winning a 2-on-2 battle in the corner and then cycling it right to the front of the net. Callaway had to be sharp.
Wonderful shift there by Alexandria. Now the Hawks come back and bury the puck deep. Evan Klimek on that top line for Alexandria, centering Mouché and Anderson. They'll send it down. No icing on this. Back to get it, Drew Nelson. Solid checkup along the end wall in that Zamboni door area. At the XL Energy Center here for quarterfinal number 3.
And I think that's something Coach Myers would prefer for you to repeat time and time again. The physical aspect of the Alexandria forecheck would be a nice way to try to slow down the fleet-footed defense of the Hawks.
Hawks get something going. Backhand shot in low by River Freeman, who has a tremendous burst up to the right side. They keep it in, and a shot and a save by Metcalf. So the Hawks respond with a couple of good looks. Face off in the Alexandria zone.
Yeah, let's take another look at the flurry of activity in front of Callaway. Just dogged determination there by the netminder without his stick. And this is the type of forecheck that Coach Myers has to want to continue, coming in with speed, making body contact, and creating turnovers.
Nice face-off win here for Alexandria. Gavin Olson tips it ahead, but it comes in offside. Again, Brady Metcalf on the other side for Alexandria. We're just in his zone. He's taking a skate in the corner. He's been pretty hot here, the goaltender for Alexandria. Just 5 goals against in the last 6 games and just 1 goal against in the playoffs.
Well, I think worth noting, too, just a unique aspect, the fact that his sister is also a varsity goaltender.
Yes. Yeah, one of the backups on the girls program as well. Of course, the Hermantown girls are in the state tournament. Proctor Hermantown made it to Class A again this year. Just underway, teams back and forth. Shots are 3-1 Hawks. They pick up the puck, they curl out. Shot by Gunderson, saved by Metcalf, who's been tested early and has been up to the test. Gavin Olson pushes it in here for Alexandria, one of their offensive producers. 34 points on the season, 19 goals. Work it out top, above the slot. Hermantown defends there nicely. They bring it back. Evan Gunderson coming in. He floats, he drops, and they score! Beautiful drop pass. And Josh Kauppanen puts it in from the slot. 1-0 Hermantown.
Well, a slow developing play in the neutral zone allows the Hawks to have patience. Gunderson with just an immaculate drop. Kauppanen's not going to miss from there. Metcalf has to respect the speed and the right-handed shot of Gunderson as he's crossing that slot area. He gets the netminder down, and Kauppanen, a smooth 200-foot player, is not going to miss from there. And this Hawks offense that we talked about, not like years past, well, it has a special love for the XL Energy Center, and it's finding its way.
You know, he played wing and is now playing center, so he's a converted wing to center. Is that much of an adjustment, Ben?
Well, particularly down low, yes, it is. In the offensive zone, not much at all, but there's a lot more skating and responsibility below the goal line for a center versus a wing. It's why so often you see defense be able to convert to center, because they can play on the defensive side of center basically the same. Then you see them get a little bit lost on the offensive side, but if they're talented and gifted with the puck, they can find their way.
Well, that's A.J. Francisco. He's the center on their top line. He was a defenseman.
To a T right there. I would imagine if you see this Hermantown team in St. Paul next year, he will be replacing the likes of Nelson or Estabrook.
Back to action here. Far corner of the Alexandria zone. Kauppanen scoring his 14th of the season. Assisted by Gunderson with that beautiful drop pass. And they're also an Alexandria player that Kauppanen kind of used as a screen and snuck it right by him and then passed the netminder Brady Metcalf to make it 1-0.
Yeah, it's great deception by Gunderson there, forcing the center ice drive, putting that defender in a tough spot.
Team captain, here comes Estabrook. Here's the shot, and that's off of Metcalf, it looked like. Went back behind the net, and Alexandria pushes it back the other way. Evan Klimek, he's their top guy in that center of that top line, gets a backhand shovel in. Callaway makes a save, then he falls backward, and then the net gets knocked loose, and he loses his stick, and he is hot. As we will step aside, 1-0 Hermantown here, first period.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Did you know that every 40 seconds a child is reported missing? That's 2,000 children every single day. There is a non-profit organization dedicated to finding these missing kids. Find the children, and it relies on a car donation program to sustain its mission. You can play a part in this important mission by donating your unwanted vehicle regardless of its condition. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction for your generous donation, and we'll arrange for a fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. The time to make a difference is now. Call the number on your screen right now.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by South Dakota State University. Build a better future with SDSU. And here are your past champions, brought to you by Blaze Credit Union. Blaze Credit Union, let's blaze your trail together. Hermantown, of course, winning it in 2022, their 4th title. Also winning it in 07, 2016, 2017, and 2022. 5 state tournament appearances in a row, 14 of the last 15. Here for the Hermantown Hawks, 20 total appearances. And Alexandria's got the puck at center, nearing 11.5 left, and that it will be icing. It started on the wrong side of the red line. We'll come back and join Brady Metcalf once again.
Well, I think a timely TV timeout for the Cardinals and for Coach Myers to bring the group in and just settle them down a little bit. The first couple of minutes of the game, I thought were going exactly the way the Cardinals would prefer. All of a sudden, Hermantown had 2 quick odd man rushes that cannot persist.
Battle for the puck. Bowman for Hermantown. Cross ice for A.J. Francisco. Won a gold medal. He played in the Youth Olympics. Went to South Korea back in February during the high school season. A couple of players in the tournament that did that, I believe, but goes all the way down. Another icing here on Alexandria.
Yeah, just an incredible experience for the sophomore. I mean, clearly has Division I talent and aspirations. Look there at Drew Nelson. Just an electric skater. That's the thing about this Hermantown team. I would be poised to say that no team spends more time skating outside together than do the Hawks, even in a year like this.
Yeah, not a great year for outdoor rinks, certainly. But if there's a will, there's a way. In fact, they're getting a chilled outdoor rink when they get their new building and arena built. They're breaking ground this summer and should be ready January 2026 at Hermantown. Here's Will Esterbrooks, a shot blocked, trying to get it back. Getting the way of that was Gavin Olson, and it swung back around. Quick centering pass, didn't quite connect there for Gunderson. He still has it, shoots it through the crease. Up to the point, Nelson here for Hermantown. Dealing with 1, 2, and now a 3rd Cardinal. Leo Complin came in, gave him a hit. He's the center on that second line here with 92 career points for Alexandria. This one's whistled down.
Yeah, great call by the official, because the outstretched Esterbrooks, his hand effectively went back behind him as his body was doing all it could to keep that puck in. A nice defensive structure there for the Cardinals. Yes, there was offensive activity for the Hawks. For the most part, all perimeter.
3rd line out there now, Caleb Lind and Thornburg and Brodyberg for Alexandria, but instead Hermantown comes in, and a shot right on the money from way out off the stick of Henry Martinson, and that gets sticked aside by Metcalf. 7-minute mark of the first period. Shots 9-2 Hermantown.
So we've got a player down there without a stick. That's Suki. They got to give him a stick if they get hemmed in the zone. One of the wingers ideally should hand it off. It just happened.
Falling down in low was Gage Castle, and it ends up sliding in on Metcalf. He'll freeze play again for another face-off. Let's take a look at Hermantown's road to state, going back to Section 7A.
Yeah, just rolling through International Falls, then had themselves an absolute game with Proctor. And then one of those old classic battles, Hermantown and Hibbing. And guess what? In those games, goaltending matters. A shutout for Dane Calloway.
Hibbing's on the rise up in the Iron Range on the north side. Classic Hibbing Memorial Arena. As Alexandria gets this one in deep. Cardinals, they're in their 3rd straight state tournament and 8th overall, building quite a tradition for their boys hockey program here now. As they bring it in, down 1-0. Shot from a low angle, trying to sneak one through, and Callaway will make the save.
And that shot really trying to create a rebound for Klimek, who will be driving the center here. Unable to find that lane. And at that point, a rebound effectively would have been an outstanding scoring opportunity.
Evan Anderson, his father BJ, played in the state tournament in 1996 for Alexandria. Oh, a busted stick. The blade went flying, and a shot in on Callaway made the save. Held in by the Cardinals. They get to it at the point and hold it in. That's Bennett Olson. Back in low. Get that puck low, make the Hawks go 200. Here comes Drew Nelson. Number 8 skating through, gains the zone, runs into a double team. One took the body, the other took the puck. That's ideal. Now Complin comes in. It's his 3rd state tournament. Backdoor to Complin. What a feed and a great play with his line mate Olson, but Callaway made the save. Back again, end to end, and Jack Sladengren takes a shot, and it's in on Metcalf. End-to-end action here as we get a stoppage.
Well, cross and drop right here opens up perfectly for the Cardinals. As you take a look at what they do, that pushes the defense back, creates a gap, and what a pass through here by Olson, finding Complin on the backside there.
That whole entry into the zone with the drop pass, then the cross pass of the guy going to that was a thing of beauty. The only thing that didn't happen was the puck went in and Callaway was there. The X factor, the goalie.
X factor, the goalie. Good positive momentum for the Cardinals, though. Right now fighting back in the shot department.
Gavin Olson taking the draw here on this defensive zone draw for Alexandria. The pass misses, though, all the way down, and another icing here on the Cardinals.
You know, you talked about the culture and the traditions that Coach Myers and the entire Alexandria community are building, and that matters. You know, to be a kid and to be able to come down to St. Paul and dream and think, gosh, if I could be there someday. You know, with the number of times they've been here, that has all of a sudden metastasized through their entire program.
Their first appearance was in '92. Centering pass. Oh, it came right under the stick of Gunderson, and Metcalf was ready to make the save, and he holds on. He's had very good rebound control so far.
Yeah, terrific. Just Velcro-esque, but this is a line that you might want to control that puck. Alexandria just a titch laissez-faire with their defensive structure.
Alexandria getting to it again, trying to ring it around. Although they can't clear, they continue to try and work to do so. Gavin Olson does. This one will not have enough for icing, and the Hawks will have to go back and retrieve. Faceoffs here are 4-2 Alexandria, so they do have the edge in that department. As it's sent in by Henry Peterson. He's got a long stride. He's the St. Thomas commit. 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. It's great hands for a defenseman for Hermantown. Tapped up and around and held back in. Jack Slatengren, the 4th line, seeing some time here. A nice diving defensive play there by Alexandria.
That was Jack Lamsky. Another critical blue line turnover for the Cardinals that the Hawks transition quickly back at their net.
Peterson is back, but now here the Alexandria Cardinals creating a turnover. Didn't get a shot off, but the forecheck did turn it over. Hermantown turns it right back over the other way. They come in on the left wing. Backhand Marchand in on the goaltender Metcalf. Bodies flying. Metcalf is sliding into the net. No whistle. And now we do get a whistle, and finally play is frozen.
A lot of activity. Look at the officials' point of view right next to Metcalf. Let's take a look at Lamsky's tip there as he was starting to back up to play the 2-on-1 via the turnover. And let's see how we got that pile up out front. Sticks everywhere.
And right off of the draw, good attempt by Bodie Medill to find the puck. He was down, he got up and still got a shot on goal. Cardinals clear it out. Hermantown back. They had 4 guys defending. It's 1-on-4. And finding the loose puck and shooting, Thornburg hit the side of the net. And the Hawks back to the Alexandria line, and the Cardinals come right back to neutral, shy of the Hermantown line. Pushed again by Thornburg, too far for him though. And the Hawks get going the other way. The very shifty Will Estabrooks comes in. It's a shot going. Metcalf thought that was going to sneak through, but he was able to secure it. Face off in the Alexandria zone.
I just love the motion of Estabrooks going up that ice. Take a look at this face off, as you're going to see a huge hit following that shot. Talk about sometimes you got to pay a price, and that was a great articulation of that.
Bodie Medill was the one who's taking the shot and then took another shot. Good physical play there in front of the Alexandria net area. Kaysen Mouche shot from a bad angle, top of the near circle, outside of the dot. Still in on the netminder, Callaway, who makes the save. Callaway, 3-year starter. He still headbutts the crossbar as his pregame ritual. He probably saw it on our coverage when we were highlighting the goalies. Up to the point, Olsen shot near wing. Klimek right back to him outside the circle. Up to the point, Olsen shot all the way through. Aiden Schneiderhan, a football linebacker. Third set of D out there, along with Bennett Olsen. Estabrooks will start from behind his net, feed it over far side. Played up ahead. Ford Skida, got to mention his numbers. He is on fire. Skida's got 11 goals in his last 8 games. He's number 18. Had the puck momentarily, and it's up to the line. Held in, shot off of Metcalf and then wide of the net. Centering attempt, nobody there but Cardinals. And here they come back. Olsen, Pomplin has to help out. Back to Olsen.
The neutral zone just started to clog up a bit for the Cardinals. They've had some opportunities as they got across center to try to get that puck in the zone, get a change. Been marooned in the process.
Here's a good pass ahead for Grady Olsen. As he had a defender riding on him, Henry Peterson still got the shot, kicked out Callaway. 1-0 Hermantown. Kauppanen is 14th of the season. Earlier this period at the 4-minute mark as we get a whistle, and we'll come back with it 1-0.
We've been spending a lot more time than ever at home these days. Maybe now you've just noticed cold air coming in from a couple windows, which means you're losing heat in the winter, losing cooling in the summer, losing money. Now is the time for new windows and patio doors from Renewal by Andersen. And right now, when you buy one window or patio door, get one at 40% off. Plus, there's no money down, no payments for 12 months, and no interest for 12 months.
1-800-217-0369.
I'm Belinda, and this is Willard, and we were adopted in 2021. When we first met Todd, he was singing a song, and I was like, wow, look at this kid with the biggest smile, and he has a big heart to match.
The energy you give Todd, you get it back from Todd.
Yeah.
Todd's a joy.
Yes,
Todd's really is a great joy.
I love him. You and you.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
You learn pretty fast that there are no shortcuts in racing or in life. One of my first attempts to deal with my own hair loss was a literal shortcut. Thankfully, my wife found Hair Club. I was shocked the Hair Club had virtually every solution possible. If I had known about Hair Club sooner, I never would have tried any of those overhyped advertised solutions. You can get your own free personalized consultation with a hair loss expert and be on your way to the finish line in no time.
Scan the code on your screen now to schedule a free consultation and save 20% on select solutions using promo code Frankie.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Tree Orthopedics. It's why you're treated and how you're treated by Tria.
Back here at the XL Energy Center, Oh, so now we know the Cardinal mascot loves the number 2. I believe that's the number 2 combo from the concession stand.
I might want to say, though, you need a longer straw, right? That's not going to work.
That isn't. That must just be a prop, because that is not a functional straw for a mascot of his stature and size. We're back to live action here at center. 4:27 left first period. Double up on the shots. Hawks 12-6. They lead at 1-0. Hermantown diving on the ice, trying to hold the zone. Instead, it's picked off by Evan Klemic, who dumps it in. Tracking it down, Drew Nelson. And now the Hawks able to break it out the other way. Weston Bowman skates through center, feeds it out in front. Francisco into the slot area, came up high. Quick shot, Drew Nelson, and waving his blocker at it was Metcalf. 3-on-2 here for Alexandria. Now Hermantown does get back defensively, and a battle ensues in the corner. Kason Mouche, 5'9" senior, check came out, shot wide. Back to Mouche, lays it up to the point. Schultz to the net, that's wide. Hits that glass, rattles over far side. Klemic again, just a sophomore, centering that top line. This Alexandria team has some young talent, and they're relying on young players really to chip in for the state tournament team. Here on the right wing, and it's off the stick of Schultz, ends up going deep.
Well, to that point, they have 4 sophomore and 4 freshmen suited up. 11 seniors, which speaks to the leadership that they do have in that locker room.
A couple of players that are Bantam eligible. Pass in the middle, intercepted. Schultz has got it. He's one of those sophomores. Now up ahead for Complin. Burst of speed in, but Henry Peterson's pretty speedy as well. He got back to cover him. Up to the point, Castle. Backhanded to the wall. Now up and out. Nice little tap pass there. Gunderson comes down the near wing wall. He's going to run into Gage Castle, 6 foot 175. And a number of football players on this Alexandria team. They went to state, and then it comes free, and a good look and shot. Jack Slattengren, the save by Brady Metcalf.
Yeah, take another look at the transition here is you see the Cardinals get going with some of that speed, but wow, big physical play down there as Henry Peterson extinguishes things, and that wasn't the only one. Gage Castle, as you made mention, laying it down.
Hermantown able to get to the puck. They've got the knack of holding the zone. That was Marchand, and from the far side it goes wide of the net, and the Cardinals able to push it out, but not far enough. Hermantown comes right back at him. They throw it into the zone. Intercepted. Bennett Olson back in the middle across the blue line. Stick handling through. Brody Berg, one of those football players, linebacker on the Alexandria football team, all the way to the state semifinals. Played at the U.S. Bank Stadium and lost to St. Thomas Academy, the eventual runner-up to Chanhassen in Class 5A. Alexandria, a heck of a football team here this year. Off the glass, gloved, held in. Mouche to the net, rebound. Callaway, a lot of contact on Callaway as well. Camped right there, Evan Anderson, and they do get the whistle.
Evan Anderson just saying, I'm going to play all the way through the whistle as he got a stick handed back. There is Mouche, who's just trying to find a space there to thread that puck through. That's where he finds Anderson, and a rare situation where a Cardinal is in front of Callaway behind the Hawk defense.
I think his stick got tangled with the pads of Callaway. Shot wide off the glass. We talk a lot about the lively boards, but the glass here is lively too. You can get funny bounces. We've had goals scored off the high glass and then off the back of the goaltender. Shot from the perimeter, glove by Callaway.
Let's take another look and see where that stick finds itself as the puck comes in. And then he goes for the rebound. And I think Callaway, he has it down there and is thinking, you know what, I'm going to hold on to this thing. You don't have that. I know the rules. It cannot go in the net.
Evan Anderson and Dane Callaway got very familiar with each other there quickly in the blue paint. Up to the point, Jack Lamsky. And again down low, and Alexandria getting some shots in, and Callaway holds on to this one.
Yeah, good structure still in front of Callaway with Esther Brooks. Nelson out there.
Evan Anderson's been very active the last couple of times. The last 2 shots on goal. He's the one who was in that crease with Dane Calloway. He started his sophomore and junior years as a JV player. Another one rolling in on Calloway. Again, he's ready for it. And then a little extra after whistle stuff as well. Things have been kind of boiling over a little bit here.
Details matter so much in these games, and part of details is being ready on the faceoff here. As you see just the center walk. That's Mouche. Generally lines up as a right winger, although opted to take that draw.
And he takes the draw again.
The thing about it is Mouche's a right-handed shot, so for him to draw on this side, he's on his strong side. The opposite for Klimek, a left-handed shot, so he would pull on the other side of Dane Calloway.
Another face-off win by Mouche, pulls it back to his defenseman Castle. Wide of the net. Anderson went in hard to the boards. Hawks play it out, minute left to go in the period. Cardinals right back to Hermantown. Henry Peterson, 6'3", 185. Good size for a defenseman. Cardinals rim it around, but Gunderson is waiting for it. Walks up the wall.
He was sitting back there reading that play very patiently as the Cardinals were looking up the strong side and just saw a traffic jam and opted to go the far way out. And I think for you, the kids at home, if you're going to send the puck around the wall, if that's going to be your exit strategy, make sure you do it with speed. Make sure it's firm enough that a player has to be fully set in order to receive the pass or do anything with it. So often the offensive player would be late arriving and unable to handle.
Puck up and out. Hermantown, the corral. They lead at 1-0. And they have it back across. Shot from the perimeter again, way out by River Freeman. Off of Metcalf in the corner. This top line, Ford, Skida, A.J. Francisco, River Freeman for Hermantown. Trying to get something going here. That one goes wide. Then back up to the line, held in. River Freeman tried to center it there for Skida. Ends up spinning around Esterbrooks. And it comes back to the point, Nelson, as we get the horn. A 1-0 Hermantown lead as we have played 1 period.
A Hermantown lead, however, the Cardinals fighting back in the shot department. They created a lot of offensive zone activity in the back half of this period, largely with the Anderson Klimek Mouche line playing doggedly down below the top of the circles.
All right, we've played 1. And Hermantown on that goal by Kaupinen 4 minutes in. Take that lead in the intermission. Joe Schmidt and Johnny Cole back with us here in between periods on 45 TV.
Now, I'm known as the guy who can fix just about anything, but the technology in most appliances requires very special training to fix. And that's why my family has Choice Home Warranty.
Choice Home Warranty covers over 25 major home systems and appliances. That's your AC, heating, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and so much more.
Call Choice Home Warranty now before something breaks down.
Get protection for your heating, AC, plumbing, kitchen and laundry appliances, and more. 800-716-0830.
Losing the fear of looking foolish comes with age.
Who did you steal him from?
Losing your way in your own home doesn't. Confusion with time and place may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Mom, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's.
Attention families with a loved one in a nursing home. If your loved one has suffered from bed sores, falls, broken bones, dehydration, or even death, you may be entitled to a substantial settlement. If you have a loved one who is injured in a nursing home, we will find out what happened. State violations are found against nursing homes every day. You have a limited time to file your claim, so don't wait. Call 800-704-6777 and speak with one of our attorneys. The call is confidential and free.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 800-561-5138. That's 800-561-5138. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by the Canopy Group. Insurance made simple and easy.
25 shots on goal in the first 17 minutes as Hermantown scores the only goal and has a 1-0 lead. Joe Schmidt along with Johnny Pohl. And Johnny, I think we found out that Alexandria can skate with Hermantown.
Absolutely. That was the first thing that I noticed first 5-6 minutes of the game. Alexandria can skate. They're not as big as Hermantown. They're not as strong, but they can skate. And as the period went on, their skating opened up a little bit, and they finished the period very strong.
We're going to have more in this game in a bit, but first of all, we had two single-A quarterfinal games earlier in the day, starting off with War Road, the number 2 seed, up against New Ulm.
Yeah, War Road wasted no time. They didn't play great in the first period. They lollygagged a little bit in the first, but in the second, they absolutely turned it on. My favorite player of the game and favorite player of the tournament, I know we're early in the tournament so far, is Dominic Anthony right here, number 2. Dominic's from a hockey family. Dad was a great player. Sister's a great player. His uncle played somewhere, so he's a great hockey player. And you saw the Michigan goal that he scored. That type of goal 5-6 years ago was considered showboating or hot dogging. That's a great hockey play now. That's the first one we've seen in the tournament. It was Dominic's first at 2, and War Road absolutely poured it on as the game went on.
And number 22, Murray Marvin Cortez had the hat trick, 3 goals and 2 assists, a 5-point game. And as you see in our second game, St. Cloud Cathedral beat Northfield 5-1. Here are the 2 games we have tonight. Let's take a look at that game earlier. Cathedral up against Northfield.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought Northfield actually had a good shot coming into this. They've been in the tournament now for a couple times, and getting to play the 3 seed as an unranked team, people thought they had a shot, but Cathedral is better than a lot of people give them credit for. They came out and didn't mess around. They have a very good power play. You'll see a couple power play goals here that are just missiles that the goaltender from Northfield had no chance at. So if Cathedral is going to have a shot to beat World, they're going to have to be good 5-on-5, and they're going to have to be great on the power play.
And Joey Gillespie, number 24, had a couple of goals. And Johnny, you mentioned shots. These kids can shoot.
Yeah, they're stronger, they're bigger, and the technology in those $300 sticks really helps too.
All right, here we have it, 1-0. Hermantown over Alexandria in our third quarterfinal of Single A. We are back to talk more about this game on 45 TV, your home of high school hockey.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
For some of our patients, the goal is winning a national championship. But you just want your wrist pain to go away so you can skate for state. At Trio Orthopedics, we'll treat that broken wrist and help you recover so you can get back on the ice. When that happens, it feels like we all win. It's why you're treated and how you're treated by Trio.
Growing up in a hockey community like Maple Grove and then coming to Houghton, it's like, wow, this is an even bigger stage, but it's like the same thing. Coming from one hockey crazed town to another hockey crazed town has been unbelievable. The first time running out of that tunnel, the band started playing as soon as we stepped on the ice. You look up at the student section and they're all synced up in chants. They love the game just as much as the players love the game. That's what makes the MAC and Husky hockey so special.
Why maintenance-free decking and railing?
Because you want to enjoy the deck for decades, not be out there sanding, staining.
Most of the products have 25 to 50-year warranties.
And the only thing you have to worry about is burning your steaks.
Shop your favorite styles and colors at uglydeck.com.
Pick your material, railing, and more. You'll save thousands when you do it yourself. We'll even install footings and ledger to help you get started. DIY today with uglydeck.com.
We think buying a vehicle should be fun. We think servicing the one you have should be easy. We think supporting the community is our responsibility. At St. Cloud Subaru, this is what we believe, day in and day out. Your car is important, and our team will help you get excited about the vehicle you want, or quickly service the vehicle you already love. It's that simple. Join us now through April 1st for the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
St. Cloud Subaru, it's you.
Two senior goaltenders showing their stuff in this Hermantown Alexandria game.
And not only showing their stuff on rushes, showing their stuff with bodies and chaos in front of them. You know, Callaway's a 3-year starter, and look at how cool and calm he is in front of his net there. He's not flopping all over. And that was when Alec was at their best, when they were in hard on the forecheck, throwing pucks to the blue paint and trying to get bodies in front.
And on the other end, Brady Metcalf kind of showing his experience too. He's a little smaller guy, but he stays in front of the puck too.
He is, and he played a really good period. This is the one goal that Hermantown scored, and it was actually a bad break because the Alec defender blew a tire in the neutral zone, which gave Hermantown a 3-on-1. But it's that second line of Hermantown, Johnson, Kapanen, and Gunderson. They've been their best line. The first line for Hermantown actually got it taken to them all period long, and if that continues, Alec's going to get one, and if Alec gets the next goal, this game could turn into a dandy.
The tournament stats are brought to you by McDonald's owner-operators of Minnesota, Western Wisconsin, and Ironwood, Michigan.
Yeah, at one point in the first, shots were 11-4. As you can see, as it ended up, it's almost even. So Alec weathered the storm. They played much better in the second, or towards the end of the first. And if they continue that, we could have ourselves a good game here.
Yeah, I think Alexandria has to be confident that they can play with this Hermantown Hawks team who comes in here as the #1 seed. We've got the second period coming up right here from the XL Energy Center. Stay with us.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
John and Matt McQuillan are brothers and fifth-generation owners of McQuillan Home Services. The McQuillan brothers are really good at fixing furnaces.
I challenge you to a game of sports, John. Watch it, I'm getting called up to the Timberwolves, baby.
But really bad at hockey. For a very limited time, furnace tune-ups are only $49 when you call the McQuillan brothers.
I joined LIUNA in 2023 as an apprentice to start building my future. I heard from friends that the laborers union and construction industry could be a good place for me. In fact, I wish I would have joined 5 years ago. What I like the most is the great benefits, union pay, and having the financial security to support my family and my hobbies. The apprenticeship training program is incredible, and I'm looking forward to a long career with LIUNA. If I can do it, you can too.
For career opportunities, visit buildthenorth.com.
To educators, you're more than students. You're athletes, artists, and thinkers.
We're so proud of you and your extracurriculars. So go ahead and give your all, because you inspire us to cheer loud.
For some of our patients, the goal is hoisting the trophy. But you just want the pain in your knee to go away so you can hoist your grandkids. At Trio Orthopedics, we'll treat that knee and help you recover, so you can be there to lift them up. When that happens, it feels like we all win. It's why you're treated and how you're treated by TRIA.
You know, a lot of guys have never done this before in this group. We lost a lot of seniors, big group of seniors last year, and so it's just rewarding for them to put a lot of work. We had a great year, but it definitely wasn't a dominating year, and they learned a lot of lessons along the way to be playing our best hockey right now, and I really think they are playing really good right now.
Wise words there by
Coach Andrews. And really, as you look, Jim, at their forward group in particular, they have 4 players with significant varsity experience: Freeman, Skyda, Kalpanen, and Gunderson. Everybody else either new to high school hockey or coming off the junior varsity last year.
Yeah, so we looked at their stats. We mentioned that they're doing it more defensively this year. Their scoring is down more than a goal a game. They were 3.9 last year, or 3.9 this year. Last year they were 5.0 at the end of the state tournament. They were averaging 5 goals a game. This year 3.9. That's 7th in the field, but they're first in the field at 1.8 against per game.
Well, the thing about it is, if you were going to play 1 game series, I would love to have very talented forwards and a stud in net. If you're to play 7 game series, I would rather have the stability of the defense. Really, the way that they're built right now is one that would be tough to beat repeatedly. In a state tournament experience, though, you just never know. A forward can all of a sudden really have a night. A goaltender can really get going, and that can be the difference.
Second period has started. Puck is down. Again, Hermantown in the white uniforms, the red of the Alexandria Cardinals. Hitting the puck in across the zone. Moucher trying to center it. Reaching in there, Klimek. Head coach Josh Myers calls him a very smart center. Now the Hawks come in on the attack. This is Skyda. Throws it wide. Francisco behind the net. Skyda, as we mentioned in the first period, 11 goals, 15 points in his last 8 games. So he is on fire. 5 goals in the sections, as here comes a whistle, a stoppage, and a penalty off of this check in the corner. And it'll be Alexandria getting our first power play with River Freeman going to the box.
Yeah, Schultz trying to evade Freeman here. He turns, and then Freeman hits him kind of in that danger zone. The official right on top of it. Good to see Schultz get back up, back on the bench. Huge power play here for the Cardinals. Not dissimilar from the Hawks. The Cardinals had a hard time getting the power play going, just 16% year to date.
So here's the Alexandria power play. 8th in the field. Mentioned just at 16%. And Hermantown will grab it, send it down. Hermantown's penalty kill is also first in the field. So they're first in defense, 1.8, and they're tops in the penalty kill at 87%.
Well, I give a little bit of a nod there and saying there's one particular penalty killer that is a game changer for them, and that's when your goaltender is your best penalty killer. That is a massive.
And I would say with Alexandria icing this puck, you probably heard this going all the way back. They always say icing the puck on the power play, it's the Cardinals' sin, and here's the Cardinals doing it.
Well, there's that and going offside.
Well, that too.
That
yes,
is like
we do not go offside. I've heard Lou say that so many times. We do not go offside.
I think it's an auto change if you're a coach.
Hermantown with the puck. Henry Peterson dances up top of the zone. Hermantown has 5 shorthanded goals on the season. Alexandria now gains it. Their play up the center, though. Moucher off of his stick. And it's right back into the zone. Gage Castle have to set up. Alexandria having a hard time setting up here on this power play. First power play in the game. Carrying it to center. Gage Castle tried to center. Took a big hit. Players go down. Coming back the other way, trying to stick handle his way through traffic is Marchand. Wanted to dance around the Alexandria defender. That's Complin going back. Able to position his body and steal the puck. Just 45 seconds left in the power play, and the Cardinals haven't been able to do much with it.
Barely got across center, let alone got the structure that they would prefer to then create some of that offense.
First power play for either team here. Cardinals have it, loses balance in their own zone. A bank pass is going to go all the way in on Callaway. 20 seconds left in the power play. Hermantown in their own zone trying to clear. Evan Anderson along the line, below the line. Wants to come out on the backside. He's covered nicely up to the point. Schultz. Cross ice to Schneiderhan. Schultz. In low to Evan Anderson. Behind the net. Klimek thought about centering. He was stopped. Final seconds of the penalty. Freeman set to come out, and he does just as the puck is cleared.
Just a clinical penalty kill there for the Hawks. They pressed up the ice when they were stuck in their defensive zone, which didn't happen much Peterson and Bowman were terrific.
Hawks have only given up 11 power play goals on the season. They get a successful penalty kill here to keep it a 1-0 game. We're 3 minutes into the second period. Nicholas Schultz dumped in, backhand, race for the puck. Complin trying to get to it. He crashes in the glass with a Hawk. Back up to the point, held in there by Schneiderhan. Linebacker on that state tournament semifinal football team. Now up and out River Freeman. Tries that breakout, it misses. Through the center circle, Cardinals push it up, that's off a leg. Teams exchange possession at center. Now back across at Skida. He has it poked away. Pickpocketed there by Gage Castle. He got as far as the red line, then thrown the other way by the Cardinals. It'll be icing here on Alexandria.
I'm on Team Blaze.
I'm Team Blaze.
I'm on Team Blaze.
You're in a journey, and Blaze wants to be a part of that.
Go Blaze!
Go Blaze!
Go Blaze!
Get an Alexandria face-off here in their defensive zone. Evan Klimek. But it's won cleanly here by the Hermantown centerman, with Kalpanen, Gunderson, Johnson sliding in on Metcalf, and he'll freeze play again.
Yeah, continues to Velcro those rebounds, as you made note of in the first period. And right now, the whistle is your friend. If you're a Cardinal fan, slow things down. The Hawks have had difficult times with teams that don't want to trade chances. They'd love to get into track meet, just going left and right as fast as possible.
Puck comes out. Cardinals think they get going the other way. Evan Anderson got spilled. Hermantown player went down as well. Drew Nelson. Play continues back to the center circle in the neutral zone, and then back up and out of play right over our penalty boxes here on the near side of the rink.
So rare center ice face-off, not starting a period, not after a goal. Both teams will change up, have fresh players out there. Cardinals will go with the Berg, Lind, Thornburg line.
Caleb Lind, 5'10" senior, centering this line. They get to it, get that puck deep in the Hermantown zone. Stopped by Callaway. Hawks will try the near side of the ice. Medill gets it up through center.
Great back
coming
check
in
by
Martinson.
Berg.
Yeah, good back pressure there. Martinson still carried it in deep, then got knocked down below the goal line. Coming up from the D is Nelson, throws it through. It looked like Metcalf got a piece of that, but there was a Hawk camp. Now back come the Cardinals, and the long feed head for Berg. Berg trying to make his way there and standing his ground. Drew Nelson. It still rolled in on Callaway, had to sweep it away.
Nelson, a touch shocked at how strong Berg was.
Back comes Esterbrooks now. He's an end-to-end defenseman. He can jump into play and play offensively. He's got 32 points. And the Hawks try to gain control, and they do. Pulled out of the zone by Grady Olson. Again, they get to the red line and then run into some resistance. Stumped in Hawks. Metcalf stops it there. Working around is Gavin Olson. Hawks tried to center with Francisco jumping down the wing. Ends up at the point. Bowman. Right back to A.J. Francisco. He had 5 points in sections. In low. Skida tried to go back to him. Then it came back door near side to Skida. And it zipped right by him. And along the end wall, Schneiderhan. Seeing some extended minutes here in the second period. Working along the end wall. Tried to ring it around. It hit the skates of River Freeman. To the near wing. Francisco grabs it there. Up to the point. Pullman. To the backside. Oh, big save by Metcalf, and another one. That second one might have been a bad angle. Might not have gone in, but Metcalf, wide open net on that far side.
Unbelievable athleticism by Metcalf.
Freeman's got it back. Another kick save. Rebound just wide. That time Skida was looking at it, and Hermantown here will get a break as it goes out of play. They'll get a rest. How about the save by Brady Metcalf? And it's still 1-0.
Hello, I'm Chris Berman. If your car is out of warranty or close to expiring, you could get stuck paying thousands. But when you have CarShield, you'll never pay for expensive car repairs again. And that's why I'm a CarShield customer.
Call 800-923-7236. Brainerd Lakes area hosts 450 holes of golf, all within a 30-mile radius. Madden's offers 4 courses and everything you would expect of an award-winning golf destination. Come for the golf, stay for the rest. Madden's, Minnesota's classic resort.
Why maintenance-free decking and railing?
Because you want to enjoy the deck for decades, not be out there sanding, staining.
Most of the products have 25 to 50 year warranties.
And the only thing you have to worry about is burning your steaks.
Shop your favorite styles and colors at uglydeck.com. Pick your material, railing, and more. You'll save thousands when you do it yourself. We'll even install footings and ledger to help you get started. DIY today with uglydeck.com.
This is the University of Northern Iowa. We bring the hands-on, personal touch of a small college with all the resources of a state university. Our campus is filled with faculty and staff committed to student success. We'll always be preparing Panthers today for what Iowa and the world needs tomorrow. And we'll always be ever loyal. This is the University of Northern Iowa.
Hey, here's our save of the game, brought to you by Dew Range Copper Nickel. Safe, responsible, respectful.
Really get your choice there. Right pad or left pad for Metcalf, who had the answer on the back door there. A great look for the Hawks.
The second one might be the better save right there.
The second one has way more athleticism to be able to control your body and your core to kick that left pad out. Incredibly difficult.
Yeah. You have to be flexible to be able to do that.
Flexible and strong.
And strong. Because live, it looked like the first save was the big save, and the second save, it looked like it was such a bad angle it was going to hit the side of the net or go behind the net, and he still got a piece of it. But that was not the case after looking at the replay. Wow. Brady Metcalf, save of the game. We got a loose stick here as we're nearing 6.5 minutes into the second period. Shots are 18-13 Hermantown. Hermantown's goal came at 4 minutes of the first period. Kauppanen, and that's been it. It's a 1-0 game. Nicholas Schultz is the one who doesn't have a stick.
What's long change here in this second period? So instead of just barely skating and up towards the blue line, he's got to cross center to get back to his player bench.
Must be broken. Can't play with it as Alexandria comes in, and it's offside. And the shot in on Callaway, so offside here on Alexandria.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, he was within a number of feet of his stick, that being Nicholas Schultz.
Look broken. Oh, yeah, it is. It's a little askew.
Easy for us to say his parents went somewhere.
Ka-ching. 10:08 left second period. 1-0 here, and the Hawks getting the draw just outside of their blue line. A.J. Francisco glides up, pulls that puck back on a clean face-off win here for the Hawks. They come back now. They cross the zone. They get a shot in. Another big save. Rebound was really juicy here on the near side.
Clinical puck movement for the Hawks right off the face-off.
Peterson, he undressed the defender, but the puck slid off his blade, didn't get the shot off. Now a centering pass. That hit something, comes up high. Bowman a shot. There's Metcalf. Another one off traffic this time. Hawks get it. They do just clear it out. Peterson almost kept that in. Backpedaling the other way. Now coming back in on the attack is Bowman. Gets in low, looks for Francisco. AJ sends it back behind the net. Bowman centering, intercepted Cardinals. Boy, the Hawks right now have turned it up one, maybe two notches here, and the Cardinals and Metcalf have been under siege here.
Well, they've just been playing on a short rink, meaning they're transitioning the puck on the blue line, maybe on the red line, hemming the Cardinals in. Peterson's had himself a heck of a shift.
Oh, they just gave it up out front. Blocked shot. Boy, that was dangerous. Marchand then got it. Cardinals find it behind their net, try to bring it out, but they're stopped right there. Freeman gets it back and swings it back around. With Peterson waiting for it, and we're going to get a penalty. This time it's going to be on Alexandria. Looks like Thornburg's going to go to the box here for the Cardinals, and we'll see Hermantown's power play for the first time here tonight.
Let's take a look at this unbelievable puck movement Face-off one back. D walks the wall, dances through the middle, and then spreads it. Awfully difficult to contain this Hermantown Hawk offense when they move the puck like that. Take a look at this shot from the slot, what Metcalf had to deal with. Like this posture. A late arriving Thornburg there.
Oh, and a score right off of the draw. Power play, 4 seconds of power play time. And right off of the draw, it's Henry Peterson. And it's 2-0.
Well, after an incredible shift, Henry Peterson stays on the ice. Good choice by Coach Andrews as this puck is won back. Just walk that blue line. Love what he did there, too. Didn't take the slap shot with stick handling. Head up, head up. Saw a space to thread it through the defenders and let that go with a strong wrist shot.
Just 4 seconds into the power play. Just shows how important those faceoffs are. Alexandria, they have a 19-15 edge in faceoffs, but a lot of times it's not how many, it's when, and you win them on the power play like that. Either you set up and you get something, or you get something right off the bat like that.
I agree. So much more important than I think sometimes players identify. The Minnesota Wild, for instance, have struggled this year in the faceoff circle, and starting back on your heels in 5-on-5 play and starting your power play with the 200-foot skate is never fun.
They go right back to work. Centering pass for Kauppanen. His brother was on the team last year. Slid back the other way here by the Cardinals. Power play goal here for Hermantown. Peterson, his 10th goal of the season. Freeman gets the assist off the face-off win. And we had a collision going flying was Henry Peterson at neutral. Now the Cardinals come back at a shot off the glove of Callaway.
Yeah, they test him to the short side there.
Off of his glove and back into the corner. That's where the fight ensues. Pushed out Kauppanen here for Hermantown. He'll zigzag into the zone. He'll center it up for Gunderson, and a shot hits bodies out in front. Knocked down by Gunderson's glove. He plops it out in front. There's a scramble. And the Cardinals pick it up there. They're 2-on-2 the other way. Olsen comes across, but they're offside. Just a little lateral movement there. Threw off the timing, and it's offside Alexandria.
Taking a look at the shot of the Hawks. And again, this Gunderson, Kauppanen, Johnson line buzzing in the offensive zone. You know, one thing I've seen from them in this game is they've got across the blue line, then they went laterally, which disrupts the gap of the defensive team.
Drew Nelson brings it across here for Hermantown, and it came free out in front. Swiping at it, Skida. And now it's gloved and dropped and held in for Drew Nelson. Shot, pad save, rebound right up the wing. Francisco couldn't get to it. Now he does have it. Here's AJ. His shot gloved away by Metcalf, but not in the glove. Francisco's everywhere here on this shift for Hermantown. Back in on Metcalf from the wall. Chase for the rebound. Skida going after it. In there now is Complin for Alexandria. Pushed ahead Olsen. Nice move of the blue line. And they go at it in the corner. Hawks find it there. And they'll break it out again onto the stick of Skida. Skida, a little move there into the circle. Alexandria held on strong defensively. Back to neutral, back and forth. Hermantown's got a touch up. That gives Klimek a chance to set up here as he brings it to neutral. Gains the zone, puts on the brakes, goes down, centers it as he was falling down to his seat. And it's River Freeman who gets it at center and throws it in below the goal line. Stick handling waiting is Metcalf. Big check here. Getting drilled down was Castle. And he was hit and dropped. I think it was Kyler Berg, one of the defensemen. Might have been Freeman, 23 or 24. It ends up bouncing back here to the near side. Shot by Esterbrook. That goes wide to the corner. After it is Gunderson. He puts it back on the far side. Johnson comes to the middle. Andrew Johnson Jr. They nickname him Rig. He's got it in along the goal line. Now the back wall gives it up to Kauppanen after getting hit. Kauppanen again, just getting up in time is Johnson. A lot of battles along the good compete level for both teams here. Hermantown going down, trying to get a shot in the slot. Picked off here by Evan Anderson. Anderson tough player. He played last year's state tournament with a broken wrist. He broke his wrist late in the season, and he played with a broken wrist last year's state tournament. That's tough. Puck's going to bounce in. It's in the slot. Hermantown finds it and fires it just wide. Looked like it was Johnson. It was. Just came to his stick, and he was 1-on-2.
Well, a tough one there for Metcalf to read. The player's going to do is he's turning and firing.
Reversal over far side, shot off the glass. It'll ring around. Waiting for it is Henry Peterson. Alexandria converges onto that puck, and it's flipped back out of the zone. And right back here to Henry Peterson. Back to Alexandria. Cardinals pass ahead. Grady Olson had a little bit out in front of him. Back to the neutral zone. Tipped right back in. Complin. He gets stood up. Hermantown picks it up. Their breakout to center. Off of the stick of the breakout man, Jackson Erickson. So we're seeing some of the four line. Jackson Erickson, number 12. Fourth line here for Hermantown. Back to the left wing side. Shot off the glass. Rebound up to Drew Nelson. Hermantown holding it in here. This period's gone quick. Nearing 4 minutes left already. In low angle. Skida shot up. Deflected. Out of play. Hermantown adding to their lead here in the second period. Peterson made it 2-0.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Minnesota summers are short. Make the best of them at Madden's on Gull Lake. It's a place for experiences that last a lifetime. Reserve your classic lakeside vacation today at Madden's on Gull Lake in Brainerd.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Rainy Lake, north of the Twin Cities, gateway to Voyageurs National Park, and your destination for snowmobiling, cross-country skiing, ice fishing, and more. Back here, second period, you're looking at the Hermantown bench. Pat Andrews, Hermantown grad, captain on their 98 runner-up team. Graduated from Hermantown High School in '98 in his 7th year after taking over for his old coach, Bruce Plant. In fact, both of the coaches in this game, Josh Myers of the Cardinals and Pat Andrews of Hermantown, are both alums of their high schools. That's 5 of 8 here in the Class A tournament that are alums of their team. I think that's fantastic.
I do as well. Just terrific that they've lived it as a player. Now are getting back to their roots, giving back to the community. They're both very successful players as well. Coach Andrews going to St. John's, Coach Myers, UMD Bulldog.
Yeah, Myers graduated from Alexandria back in 2004. Draft pick of the Los Angeles Kings. Hawks have it after the icing, and his shot whistles and sails high. Ends up back at the wall. Diving attempt. Olson to try and clear as he was down on the ice, and they do. 3-on-2 Alexandria. Bringing it across Olson. In deep. But nothing transpired from that 3-on-2, and Hermantown makes it back. Up ahead, Esther Brooks. He goes in strong, and Metcalf stopped him. Puck back to Lamsky here for Alexandria. They try to spring it forward all the way down. Boucher centering, tied up was Complin. He goes into the end wall, and now Hermantown breaks out the other way. Francisco gives it up for Skida. Skida tries to go back through it, clip the top of the crease. But Hermantown again wins the race to the puck. That's been a key for them as well. Oh, nice pickpocket, A.J. Francisco. Stripped it right away from Gage Castle, then out to the middle and right down the slot and a shot off the glass. Backhanded out Klimek. Back to the blue line. Here come the Hawks right back. Throwing his body in there was Castle. Alexandria trying to answer here with some physicality. 2:40 left, second period. Cardinals would love to get one on the board here. It's still just 2-0.
This long change has been particularly problematic for them. They haven't been able to roll their lines like they would prefer. They've been hemmed in their zone. At times having to keep players out longer than is sustainable.
Kapanen took that shot. The save by Metcalf. 2-on-2 at the line. And that deflects up and out of play. You know, and also when you're in the offense and you're buzzing in the offensive zone. Let's take a look at that last play here.
Yeah, Esterbrook's just dominant. Takes the puck away with his stick. Continues to move his feet. Calls for it right there and is going to lean in. Brave move to challenge the top of that goal crease of Metcalf. As you see him there. Use that bottom hand to try to shield and protect that puck.
Esterbrook's a very good offensive defenseman. Has two-goal games on the season. Had a couple goals in the section playoffs and 13 goals on the season. You can see him really command the rush.
That was interesting too in talking to his coach. I've never heard a coach describe a high school player like this. Say he's a violent player. Like he'll try to end you out there, to quote his coach. And not that we want to end anybody, but I love my rough and tumble players.
Yeah, you need those guys on your team. You need some rough and tumble.
You would way rather say whoa than sick 'em, and I think that very well sums up Will Esterbrook's style of play. You're never going to have to tell him to go get him.
Medill goes through the center ice. Marchand over to Martinson. Then it's right back to Medill. Marchand, Charlie Marchand, the junior, centering that line. Shot deflects wide. Back after it. Marchand again for Hermantown. 90 seconds left to go. Peterson carries in the middle. Shoot, scores! Henry Peterson with his second of the game. And it's 3-0 Hermantown with a late goal here in the second period.
Henry Peterson's just been dominant, doing so with his feet. That's how he creates this goal as well. He's going to pull this off with some nice style points, then brings it into the slot area, beating his check right there. Identifies there's a lane across the top of those circles. There's a right-handed shot. That's his forehand, and releases it quickly before the lane collapses.
It went off of one of the Alexandria defensemen. I think Schneiderhan, 29 right there. It just grazed him. The shot from behind, you could see that the puck changed directions oh so slightly. Whether it still would have gone wide or not, I don't know. But regardless, it's in the net, and it's 3-0 Hermantown. 11th of the season for Peterson, second of the game, 15:31 time of that goal. And for Alexandria to 2-0, they really needed and wanted to be the next team to score, but now they're down by 3. 2-on-2 and across the blue line. Gavin Olsen got spun around. Sends it in, but there the Hermantown Hawks getting ready to push it back. River Freeman for Francisco. Lost it, got it back, he scores! Francisco gets into the act. His 9th of the season, and now 4-0.
The Hawks just do a tremendous job of gathering speed through the neutral zone to push the defense back, put them under duress with that speed, and then you rely upon some gifted hands, those hands of A.J. Francisco. That right there, that vertical pass, catches a number of defenders. And Francisco gathers his own rebound off the defender to deposit the 4th goal of the night for the Hawks.
Hawks starting to take control here. Under a minute left to go in the second period. 2 goals in a short period of time, just over 30 seconds. And they come back. Anderson and a shot in. Metcalf will make the save. Let's take a look at it one more time.
Francisco's head up, tries to move that in, collects, and as a right-handed shot, has to pivot around his hips a bit. Gets it up on the toe of his stick to release that.
34-second difference in the goals, 15:31 to 16:05. Goes from 2-0 to all of a sudden 4-0 Hermantown, and they go right back to work trying for more. There's a shot. The puck was in motion. It's in on Metcalf, and he's out atop his crease, covering with all kinds of activity around him, and able to cover that puck with 19.2 remaining.
Well, the activity is named Evan Gunderson, and he and his line mates have been dogged. They have been pursuing that puck in great fashion.
Klimek against Kauppanen. Cardinals find it, but they cannot clear. Hawks keep it in low to the corner. Gage Castle playing in his 3rd state tournament here for the Cardinals in their 3rd straight appearance. Puck came to the middle, deflected by Castle, up past Evan Anderson. And here come the Hawks across, and that is the horn ending the second period, Ben.
Unbelievable transitions by the Hawks that allowed them to gather a large portion of those 32 shots they had and fueled the Hermantown offense.
Third quarter final. It's the 3rd game we've had today where the higher seeded team has played an outstanding second period. And that's what the Hawks did here, expanding their lead, scoring 3, making it 4-0.
Now you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen, the portable oxygen concentrator that moves with you.
This little box changed my life. I can now do all those things that I want to do. You just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
Inogen portable oxygen systems are small and light and deliver up to 12 hours of medical-grade oxygen on a single charge.
Now that I've got my Inogen, I've got my freedom back. I'm back to living again.
Try an Inogen system free for 14 days.
Call now.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
John and Matt McQuillan are brothers and 5th-generation owners of McQuillan Home Services. The McQuillan brothers are really good at fixing furnaces.
I challenge you to a game of sports, John. Watch it, I'm getting called up to the Timberwolves, baby.
But really bad at hockey. For a very limited time, furnace tune-ups are only $49 when you call the McQuillan brothers.
Guy came to the showroom yesterday, as a matter of fact, and said, hey, you know how I know you have a good company? Because the guy's working on the deck. We're happy as could be.
I just hear Disney music in the background.
God. It's a whole new world.
A modestly larger than average showroom. Over 5,000 feet of showroom.
Yeah, the nice thing is you have options. Got all the major brands, different styles, different price points for everybody.
We can help narrow the choices to your taste and budget.
For some of our patients, the goal is playing on a winning team. But you just want your back pain to go away so you can keep your business on track. At Trio Orthopedics, we'll treat your back and help you recover so you can be there for your team. When that happens, it feels like we all win. It's why you're treated and how you're treated by Trio.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Education Minnesota, the voice for professional educators and students.
The second period was dominated by the Hawks of Hermantown. 2 goals in 34 seconds late in the period. They have a 4-0 lead. Joe Schmidt along with
Johnny Pohl here. And Johnny, the ice was definitely slanted one way in that period.
It was. The second half of that first period, Alex started to get back into the game, and you thought maybe they had a good chance, and then Hermantown just completely dominated the second period.
What does Alex have to do to get back in the game? I mean, they just kind of didn't skate that second period.
Yeah, they're going to need to get a break here or a bounce or a power play. They're going to have to score early because they were still in it at 2-0, but those two late goals have put them in a huge, huge hole.
Well, Alexandria is up against the #1 seed, and right now Hermantown looking like that #1 seed. Speaking of #1 seeds, here is the quarterfinals for Class A tomorrow. And Johnny, I think this is probably as wide open a field as I can remember in the last 10, 12 years.
Yeah, it's probably the most crazy section tournament play throughout the 8 sections that we've ever seen. There's one #1 seed in here. We have a 5 seed. We have multiple 2 and 3 seeds. So it could be anyone's tournament. Obviously, Chan and Edina are the heavy favorites, but if you look at what happened in the section play, anything could happen.
Yeah, here's Creighton Durham Hall. They made it to the state tournament now for the 3rd year in a row, but for a while there, it looked like they had no chance to make it to the state tournament.
They had to go on the road in their first game. They had to play at Park Cottage Grove, first game of the sections against a very well-coached Wolfpack team, and now they're here in the state tournament. So if a 5 seed can make the state tournament, anything can happen.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to see. It's called parity. It's called a lot of talent, and that's what we're going to have tomorrow. It's called a disguise right there. Hermantown leading 4-0 over Alexandria. We're back after this.
The heart of our great state beats in its fields and farms. The Minnesota Farm Bureau is proud to represent farmers and ranchers across the state. We are passionate about supporting our local farmers and strengthening our communities. Agriculture impacts everyone, and there's a place for you at the Minnesota Farm Bureau. Celebrate the backbone of Minnesota. Visit fbmn.org to learn more.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
Every day, Minnesota students learn and grow thanks to our excellent public school system. And every year, our schools receive millions from the state's Permanent School Fund, which earns money through school trust lands. This school year, the fund will distribute a record $48.9 million across hundreds of schools. Rents and royalties from iron ore mining and taconite leases contribute the most, nearly 70%. Minnesota Mines, supported by Minnesota Mines.
Guy came to the showroom yesterday, as a matter of fact, and said, hey, you know how I know you have a good company? Because the guy's working on the deck. We're happy as could be.
I just hear Disney music in the background.
It's a whole new world.
A modestly larger than average showroom. Over 5,000 feet of showroom.
Yeah, the nice thing is you have options. Got all the major brands, different styles, different price points for everybody.
We can help narrow the choices to your taste and budget.
Robo Assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
Hermantown trying to win their 5th state championship this weekend, and they look like a championship contender in that second period.
They definitely do. The first period, they did not have a great first period, and you're wondering if they're the Hermantown like a true #1 seed. This period, they looked like the #1 seed. That was absolutely dominant.
They were putting a lot of pressure on Metcalf there until they finally opened the floodgates.
Yeah, this is Henry Peterson's first goal, and you can see that that top F1 kind of braces for the shot there, but Peterson takes that one step around him and buries it. And here's his second one. Peterson has had a great period. He's a big, tall, strong defenseman.
I think long term he doesn't really project as an offensive defenseman because he's had a really good defensive game as well, but he's now put in 2 goals, and here's the Francisco one that is essentially the backbreaker. The Hermantown kids have very good puck skills, and if you're going to leave them in front and give them a chance to score, they're going to bury.
The tournament stats are brought to you by McDonald's, owner-operators of Minnesota, Western Wisconsin, and Ironwood, Michigan.
Yeah, that tells it all right there. 18-2. 12-2 in scoring chances. That's the type of period Hermantown wanted to have and was expecting to have. Now they just need to come out in the third here, play a solid third, go back to the hotel, play Fortnite, chill out, and get ready for Friday.
Well, the fans are ready for the third period, and we will get you ready. It's night to light the lights here on that hat. I like that. Coming up, 4-0 after 2. This is the University of Northern Iowa. We bring the hands-on, personal touch of a small college with all the resources of a state university. Our campus is filled with faculty and staff committed to student success. We'll always be preparing Panthers today for what Iowa and the world needs tomorrow. And we'll always be ever loyal. This is the University of Northern Iowa.
There are lots of things the McQuillan brothers are not so great
Canadian
at.
move, not a lot of people know it. I challenge you to a game of sports, John. Watch it, I'm getting called up to the Timberwolves.
But they're really good at heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Right now, save $100 on any plumbing service. From sump pumps to water heaters, new toilets to water softeners. Save $100 when you call the McQuillan brothers.
The 33 colleges and universities of Minnesota State offer students an affordable, supportive, and life-changing education. From working adults to career changers to high school students, you'll find your perfect fit at Minnesota State. And now, with the Minnesota State Promise, you're guaranteed the lowest tuition in the state. And you might even qualify for free tuition. That's an extraordinary education at an exceptional value. Learn more at minstate.edu.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
For some of our patients, the goal is playing on a winning team. But you just want your back pain to go away so you can keep your business on track. At Trio Orthopedics, we'll treat your back and help you recover so you can be there for your team. When that happens, it feels like we all win. It's why you're treated and how you're treated by Trio.
Why maintenance-free decking and railing?
Because you want to enjoy the deck for decades, not be out there sanding, staining.
Most of the products have 25 to 50-year warranties.
And the only thing you have to worry about is burning your steaks.
Shop your favorite styles and colors at uglydeck.com. Pick your material, railing, and more. You'll save thousands when you do it yourself. We'll even install footings and ledger to help you get started. DIY today with uglydeck.com.
The atmosphere is electric. It sells out the Civic Center. The pace is flat out. The action is riveting. It's mid-March. It's the climax of the season. Some people call it the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. We call it Minnesota Mania.
Minnesota Mania. You were part of that mania at the old St. Paul Civic Center on this very, very site.
Unbelievable. Love that. Looking back through the years, you know, just like clothing style, there's been a lot of style changes with the jerseys, with the helmets, face masks. Some of them, though, are timeless. I will tell you that.
The Cooper helmets and the Cooper-alls.
The Cooper helmets are legendary. Love those. There's Cooper helmet. You think about Mark Messier playing in the National League. The Cooper-alls, you know, those would be one of those things, maybe like bell bottoms, where I could take it or leave it. And a lot of days I would leave it.
And the voice of Rod Trongard doing the voiceover of that. Gosh, that's got to be from the mid '80s. And then added some of the new, some new video to it as well. We edited it. We dressed it up, updated it a little bit. And the clear boards.
That is something. If we could do that again, that would be pretty special.
Third period here at XL Energy Center, Hermantown and Alexandria, along with Ben Clymer. I'm Jim Erickson. We are just underway. Hermantown, a goal in the first, 3 in the second to take a 4-0 lead. A.J. Francisco's got one of those goals. He centers, one-time shot by River Freeman, up in the air off of Metcalf. Everybody looking for it. It comes back down, and the Cardinals push it back out to neutral, and the Hawks throw it right back at him.
Yeah, Metcalf have to be not just quick, but tough. For that one-time shot, I think that just blistered him right off the shoulder.
And that cannot be easy for a goalie, especially to find a puck up in the air like that, to locate it and amongst the rafters. How about even for a normal player with a helmet, mask, and everything?
Probably a lot more difficult here than many of the rinks that they play week in and week out with a lot of the black undercarriage
and
of the XL Energy Center. Yeah.
Teams exchanging it at neutral, thrown in from center, right on net by Hermantown. Metcalf makes a save. Pass out to center is intercepted. Kalpanen right back in on the Cardinals. Shots 33-14 here for Hermantown. They've taken control in that department. They've taken control here on the scoreboard. They get it back just shy of the line. Dancing around. Johnson comes down. Bumped off the puck there nicely. Alexandria, they're a hard-working team. They can be physical, and that's something they brought to the game here tonight.
Well, and they've done so with relatively good structure. I mean, they're not taking a ton of penalties. It's also a young team. 4 freshmen, 4 sophomores. There's a lot of bandwidth for future championships for them.
Pushed away here by Metcalf. Held in though. Gunderson brings it up. He'll hand it off to Bowman, who shoots one from down low. And the rebound ends up being cleared. But again, the Hawks have it again at center.
And that's a familiar sight. They're transitioning that puck along the red line, bringing it back in. They're not retreating back into their defensive zone. It just makes it so difficult on the opposition.
All Alexandria can do is defend. They don't have any time to play offense.
Well, I think if they look back on this tape, one of the things they will see that, you know, is an area or something they could take out of Hermantown's book is just really becoming an elite transition team. Now, it helps when you have the defense that the Hawks have, you know, but as you look at, you know, some of the players for Alexandria, I mean, you're going to have Suki's, he's a Bantam eligible player playing here in the state tournament. Schultz is a sophomore as well.
That's a lot of for young people on the big stage, the bright lights, downtown St. Paul, tournament town USA. River Freeman's got it back behind the net, still with it. Brings it up on the backhand. Leaves it up for his defenseman, Drew Nelson, who jumps down the wall. Cross ice pass right back to Freeman, who came all the way back around after giving it to him at the opposite point. Saved by Metcalf. And the puck flies the glass, goes out of play. Nice little souvenir a few rows up.
Yeah, for the little fellas there. Metcalf pushing violently off his goal crease there, trying to go post to post to challenge the Hermantown player as it was spread across his defensive zone.
Case and Boucher to take the draw. And those are true souvenirs. We've used different pucks each and every year. A couple of shots. There's Freeman. It came right back to him after the kick save by Metcalf. And his second attempt sailed high. Stayed in play off the high glass. Just over 3 minutes into the third period. Hawks continuing to attack. Skida trying to take a shot. Had it stripped away. Back into the Alexandria zone. Mouche, the senior. Mouche with 8 goals, 24 points coming in. Hermantown again creating a turnover, and they'll slide it in on Metcalf, who covers up.
Yeah, another turnover that didn't get across center. or a puck that didn't get across center, that the Hawks were able to transition. You asked me something earlier in the game about defensemen playing forward, vice versa. And one thing that I didn't make note of that's especially impressive about AJ Francisco, taking a faceoff is something he's not done much in his life. He's been good in the faceoff circle as a predominantly, a defenseman throughout his young career.
At the point, Bowman's shot, gloved by Metcalf.
For some of our patients, the goal is playing on a winning team, but you just want to stay in the game. At Trio Orthopedics, we'll treat your back so you can be there for your team.
Draw here in the Alexandria zone. Yeah, for a young centerman, moved from defenseman AJ Francisco, he's won 10 faceoffs and lost 10 faceoffs. So he's been right at 500 on that mark.
Well, there's a few things that go into being a great faceoff player. One is just strength. You have to have a lot of upper body strength to pull that puck back. The other's an understanding of the proper technique, neither of which he has maximized so far in his career.
Gunderson working along the wall, holding it in. Grady Olson. He's one of those bantam players, freshman. 5'10", 165, and on that second line wing, you got to be physical. You got to be able to hold your ground, and he did a pretty good job there. Hawks from behind their net, tape to tape. Slatengren up to center, glides through neutral, tries to make a move, and again Alexandria, good solid defense, and they lose it. Metcalf has to bail them out with a save. Puck is still loose. Metcalf down off the post. Off of that mad scramble at the far side pipe, and the Cardinals clear it out. 3 chances for Slatengren right there. Marchand comes in now. Drop pass Esterbrooks to the middle. Lets one go. Pad save Metcalf. Rebound again for Esterbrooks. Up to the point. Nelson off of bodies and traffic. Then it came loose, and that hit the crossbar. Rebound, open net. Now they did say it was a goal. Must have went under the bar and hit that back bar and then came out. It's 6-5 nothing Hermantown.
Yes, this puck deflects off the defender and crossbar right there.
So that was no goal.
Right on the spot, but then with the netminder in the corner, Marchand collects that puck. I think the Cardinal defenders relaxed just a second, maybe thinking that crossbar play was actually in the net.
Well, half of the Hawks thought it was in off the crossbar too. They were celebrating. Look at this. And Metcalf too, and then there it is. Ended up just along the ice at that back bottom bar.
Charlie Marchand getting that goal. A great unsung contributor to this Hermantown Hawk team. Played on the JV last year, stepping up this year, making significant strides.
Now 5-0 Hawks. Long pass, too far for Mouche. Klimek centers, tried to go to Mouche, who's going to the net, and Callaway there able to control, and as Callaway took exception to Mouche's stick there as we step aside. Hermantown up by 5.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW, and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Play of the game brought to you by Minnesota Rusco and Companies. They're your hometown remodelers.
A sophomore, A.J. Francisco, cutting across the slot area, pulling that puck in, depositing it to the far side. A great individual effort. Had good hands, had determination, and a wonderful finish.
Our third quarter final, War Road, St. Cloud Cathedral already advancing. Their opponents, New Ulm and Northfield respectively, battled through the first period, tight first periods, and then in the second period, both of those teams kind of took command, just kind of wearing the other team down, and we've seen that in this one here too with Hermantown.
Just, such a great gap in the neutral zone, creating those turnovers.
So that one makes it 5-0. Marchand is 7th of the season, 4:56 time of the goal, third period. Medill and Slatgren getting the assists. So Marchand and Slatgren. Marchand getting the goal. Nice seeing that third line. Getting in on the scoring here for Hermantown. Back out to center. Dumped in Klimek. Galloway will stop it there. Galloway in between the pipes. Up ahead. Here comes Freeman. 1-on-2. He challenges the hit from Complin. Now throwing his body in there was Aaron Anderson. Evan Anderson's younger brother. He's a freshman. Another one of those young players. You got the fourth line for Alexandria getting out there as well, seeing some time. Puck in the Hermantown zone. They come out with their fourth line. Jack Slatgren sent in. Metcalf let it go off the end wall. He had players there in support in the red jerseys. Swept off the wall. Bennett Olson for the Cardinals. #1 seed out of their section. They outscored their opponents 24-1 in section 6A, defeating Northern Lake 6-1 to get here. And there'll be an icing here against the Cardinals. And we'll join Brady Metcalf again in the zone. There's the Cardinal. Never changes the expression on his face. Cardinals get to it back behind the net. Brody Berg still in their own zone. Cross ice pass out to center, a little bit behind Will Thornburg. And it'll be the Hawks from their blue line. Hermantown up 5-0, under 10 left to go. Shot wide of the net. Karaming, and it bounces back into the corner. Brody Berg, linebacker on the football team. I saw them play Brainerd earlier this year, their football team at Brainerd. Really impressed. A lot of good athletes, well coached, and boy did they have a run all the way to the semifinals. Got to play at US Bank Stadium, just as the hockey team's been able to play here at the XL Energy Center for those trips that they have made here to St. Paul since 2010. And they were in 92-96, obviously would have been Civic Center. Puck in low for Hermantown, back behind their net. Trying to poke it out of the zone. Bowman denied at the blue line, then back in here by the Cardinals. And there is a 0 on the board here for Alexandria. Penalty coming up. It's going to be on Hermantown. Delayed penalty. Extra attacker as Metcalf has gone to the bench. Spinning hit up to the point. Stick handling Mouche goes to the left side. A shot right in the bread basket of Callaway, and he cradles it. And we will see the Alexandria power play. Be their second of the game. They're 0 for 1 here today.
High stick, the call. Bowman will go to the box. Great determination there in that offensive zone. The Cardinals pushing, curling, and when they've been at their best, they've really controlled and cycled down low. In particular, it's actually the mid to upper half of the offensive zone where I think they've struggled.
Alexandria's second power play of the game, obviously 0 for 1. Working on that far wing. Gavin Olson straight away. Castle now reversal to the near wing by Lamsky, given back to Complin. And in for Lamsky low out of his reach. Mouche trying to help out in the corner. Back to Lamsky out in front. Complin camped. Goes wide. And that'll slide out of the zone. And a shorthanded chance coming the other way here for Hermantown. Into the zone. Sent wide by Marchand. Marchand scored the last goal. Goal that made it 5-0. We passed the midway mark here. Past 8 minutes left to go in the third period. Alexandria grabbing in their zone, trying to get something going, trying to get that 0 off the board here with a power play goal. Gavin Olsen drop pass. Anderson out in front. Hermantown defends, grabs, and clears.
Trying to go Olsen, Anderson, then down to Complin in the slot area there.
Breakout for Alexandria. It's intercepted. Back in Nelson. Shot fought off. Metcalf got a piece of it. Sends it to his left. Cardinals have it back. 38 seconds left to go in their power play. Stripped away. Francisco over here. Near side. Big save by Metcalf. He stops Skida.
Unbelievable. That was sophomore to sophomore, by the way. To give you an idea, yeah.
Skida, who's had the magic scoring touch here the last 8 games, was denied there. Since the end of the first period, shots are Hermantown 27, Alexandria 3. Gives you an idea how dominant the Hawks have been. Alexandria sending it down in low. Final seconds of the penalty. The high sticking that was called on Hermantown's Weston Holman, who comes out of the box. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Full strength here for the Hawks. Cardinals down the slot. Lots of bodies. Ends up going wide. Getting to it. Schultz tried to center it again. He got knocked down. Solid check. Kyler Berg. Kyler Berg and Caden Mannion, that bottom pair, we'll talk about them as a shot in on the left wing coming in. Andrew Johnson Jr., Rig as they call him, and the save by Metcalf. But Berg and Mannion, Coach Pat Andrews says they call that group their Beavis and Butthead. That's what they
belovedly so.
Of course.
We see Metcalf here. Great transition and pass. Short-handed. Francisco to Skida.
Both Berg and Mannion, couple of sophomores also in that third pairing here for the Hawks. Swinging around, Henry Peterson. Deflected shot out in front, and that's up into the mesh out of play. That gives a chance to take a break here. 5-0 Hermantown in Class A quarterfinal action.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
The heart of our great state beats in its fields and farms. The Minnesota Farm Bureau is proud to represent farmers and ranchers across the state. We are passionate about supporting our local farmers and strengthening our communities. Agriculture impacts everyone, and there's a place for you with the Minnesota Farm Bureau. Celebrate the backbone of Minnesota. Visit fbmn.org to learn more.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Chuck Ells, and that means it's time for the Xfinity Mobile Fan Cam.
And the Xfinity Mobile Fan Cam is brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Different kind of network designed to save you money.
The pink out for the Hawks faithful. The Cardinals rocking the black.
Easy to see Dr. Chuck Ells with his white lab coat in that sea of black.
Yeah, he sticks out like a molecule.
Yes, he does. The nucleus, correct, of the molecule. Face off in the Alexandria zone, under 6 minutes remaining. Cardinals pick it up. Mouche up the center. Evan Anderson. Hawk lost their stick. Anderson throws it back here to the near side wing. Bennett Olson comes down, swings it back around past that drop stick. Hawks come right back the other way in transition. A.J. Francisco gets stood up, still maintains. He gets bumped from behind. Stolen by Mouche, and then stolen back here by the Hawks. Here's Francisco trying to work it, but the Hawks had players back there in front of their net. And it comes back here for the Cardinals. Cardinals up to the line. One-on-one. Nice defense there by Caden Mannion. Stood him up. Hawks come back. Francisco in low for Skida. Down low shot from a bad angle. That grazed off of Metcalf. Back to the far side. Attacking Francisco behind the net. Centering pass, and Metcalf ready for that one. And a little bit of wrestling going on out in front of that Alexandria net.
Nice drive down low by the Hermantown Hawks to bring that puck out towards Metcalf's goal crease. Take a look there. Leo Complin. Kyler Berg, the player, activating on the high side.
Up the wall for the Hawks, off of the face-off. Tap the other way. Chance for Olson. Olson's going to grab it. Comes in on the wing, and getting back to support defensively, Drew Nelson.
That's why skating matters right there. Drew Nelson.
Boy, did he
hopping
close
on his horse. Yeah, just closing that gap. But a great read and a detailed play by Olson.
One-time shot deflected. Castle takes it, and the redirect goes wide. Back with the rebound, Complin towards the net. Off a leg into the corner. Setting up Gavin Olson. Centers it out in front. Waiting for it, Complin off his stick and wide into the corner. Hawks look back up. Nelson a little bit too far there. Going to go in low. Martinson. Bodies banged along the glass there. Cardinals able to clear it out. It's tipped. Complin picks up the puck. They got a 2-on-1 quickly developing, and the feed over to Brody Berg, but he fell down as he was shooting the puck, and it went down. Back to Olson. He gets bumped. Back over to Berg. Berg, Complin, bodies flying. That time it was Kyler Berg for Hermantown. We got a few different Bergs out there right now. And the Hawks push it back the other way. Back to get it defensively, Jack Lamsky. Brother Joe was on last year's team. Jack playing in his third state tournament. Played a couple with his brother. Neutral zone, Schultz. 3.5 remaining. Hermantown maintaining this 5-0 lead here. Dane Calloway on the backside, 15 saves on 15 shots. Had a chance to break a record here for Hermantown in this game. And that'll force the Cardinals to go back in low, spinning around Thornburg. Back up along the end wall, Anderson to the corner, Klimek. Going down to the ice was Bowman. And no whistle there. Play continues in a 5-0 game. Cardinals backtrack up to Klimek. He's knocked down from behind. Back down the wall, Schneider hand. Cardinals now bank it off the wall, played ahead. Klimek, he finds Cameron O'Shea, left wing. Shea lost the handle. He gets crunched along the glass. Esterbrook's came in hard. Near point, Schneider hand. He gets bumped. Hermantown continuing to play physical in the game as well as the Cardinals dump it in. Stop behind the net, Calloway. 2:15 left.
Schneider had just a sophomore too. A ton of strength there to step up and flatten the player.
Of course, there are some good seniors on this team, but Alexandria certainly with a bright future as they continue to have a good program. Francisco comes in. He hoped he had somebody on the right wing as he steered it through, but nobody there. Ends up going harmlessly over to the corner. Cardinals can't clear. Hawks from the point. Bouncing around. Mouche back up the center. Mannion picks it up. That sophomore deep here with he and Kyler Berg. Out of the reach of Francisco. Crossing the line, Bennett Olson. Couldn't quite keep it going there. Hawks find it up to Ford Skida. Skida for Freeman. He's got speed and he scores. River Freeman got a step behind the D. The pass was perfect. 6-0 Hawks.
A great transition through the neutral zone, hits Freeman in stride. He continues that speed to the outside, cutting back to his right. Take a look here. What a beautiful pass there by Ford Skida to the other winger, River Freeman, and the Hawks. The offense that maybe wasn't up to normal standards hits this ice and is just as we would expect. Their 6th goal of the night on 42 shots.
Yeah, maybe they heard us talking about saying how defensive they were in the opening of the broadcast. They go, we'll show Ben and Jim.
Yeah, they might. But I will say, I mean, I've been
Thoroughly impressed with what Nelson, Estabrook, Peterson, and Bowman have done. Their gap has been unbelievable. They've created turnovers and then moved that puck at the right times to their forwards.
Now at 6-0, we are into running time with 1 minute left to go in the game. Hawks have it here at center, banked by Nelson. Up for Slattengren. Cross-ice pass past Jackson Erickson. Cardinals with 43 seconds left. Played up to center. Gavin Olsen. Olsen to the middle for Compline. Reaching for it was Callaway. Ended up behind him along the end wall. Up to the point. Lansky is shot off the glass. That Zamboni door is right behind the net. Funny things could happen off that glass and that seam where that door opens. Seen it happen. And that one goes from one end of the ice all the way down in on Metcalf. Final 15 seconds here. Hermantown's going to punch their ticket, as we say, for the semifinals. Stick handling Marchand. Big game for Marchand here tonight. Has a goal. Cardinals come in, 3 seconds, shot from the blue line, the save made by Dane Callaway, and the Hermantown Hawks have shut out Alexandria, and Dane Callaway gets a big hug as he has just become the all-time leader in Hermantown history for shutouts for a goalie, breaking Garen Opsal's record of 14. His 15th career shutout, already owns the most wins record, the best goals against record. And now with the shutout here, 6-0 in the state tournament, he has that record as well.
An unbelievable performance by Dane Callaway, but the entire Hermantown Hawk team, it just seems like they hit St. Paul and it turns into business. As you look at our prime performance, Henry Peterson with 4 points, +3. Most importantly, it was just an absolute connector out there. Impressed with the way he was able to move that puck around. Great gap throughout that neutral zone. Easy to see why University of St. Thomas is anxiously awaiting his arrival on campus.
Prime performance brought to you by the College of St. Benedict and St. John's University. Come to succeed. So the Hawks outshoot Alexandria 43-16 in the game here. And of course, Alexandria will move on into the consolation round here. But a fine season for them. They fall to 18-10-1 for head coach Josh Myers, 4th year. Doing a fantastic job with the program. And you know, with all their young people coming back, they could be back here again next year as they just continue better with those younger guys.
Yeah, you certainly wouldn't be surprised. Klimek, their first line center, a sophomore. Grady Olson, a freshman. Bantam eligible, was terrific in this game. Brody Berg had some big hits, just a sophomore. You certainly said Schultz's name on the back end a number of times, and Grady Suki was terrific on the back end as well. But let's pivot from the Cardinals over to the Hermantown Hawk bench.
Yeah, let's go down to the bench. Defenseman Henry Peterson, Ben Clymer, and Jim Erickson way up top here. Congratulations on the victory. How did you guys feel going into this tournament? You scored 6 goals. This team hasn't been scoring as much as past teams, but you really got it done here tonight.
We were just ready to go from the start today. I think our team's been really hot right now. So yeah.
Henry, after a first period that was quite even, you guys came out a different team in the second period. What was said by Coach Andrews?
Yeah, he said we've had worse starts at the state tournament here as Hawks, but yeah, it wasn't our best start of the season for sure. But yeah, he pumped us up real good there, and we got it done in the second.
I was particularly impressed with the transition game that you and your other defense were able, to garner. What is it about that neutral zone that you guys are just able to vacuum down?
Yeah, we try to keep our gaps tight. Our D coach really gets on us on the gaps there. And yeah, we just have 4 stud D. I mean, yeah, we're a really good D-corps.
Henry, what about your goaltender, Dane Calloway, just became the all-time leader in school history in shutouts?
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Isn't it in the state, too?
It's close.
I think Garen Upsall had the record in the state. So, yeah, Dane's been amazing for us all year. It's just awesome to have him back there as a support team.
Thank you, Henry. We will see you on Friday. Congratulations on the win. Take care. There's Henry Peterson. His older brother George was not a bad defenseman either. And Henry following in his footsteps with a big game here today with a couple of goals for the defenseman. Hawks move on. Joe and Johnny back with us when we return on 45 TV.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-259-9859. That's 1-800-259-9859.
Every day, Minnesota students learn and grow thanks to our excellent public school system. And every year, our schools receive millions from the state's Permanent School Fund, which earns money through school trust lands. This school year, the fund will distribute a record $48.9 million across hundreds of schools. Rents and royalties from iron ore mining and taconite leases contribute the most, nearly 70%. Minnesota Mines, supported by Minnesota Mines.
There are lots of things the McQuillan brothers are not so great at.
Canadian move, not a lot of people know it. I challenge you to a game of sports, John. Watch it, I'm getting called up to the Timberwolves.
But they're really good at heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Right now, save $100 on any plumbing service. From sump pumps to water heaters, new toilets to water softeners. Save $100 when you call the McQuillan brothers.
This is where your story starts. It's where you are encouraged to bring your big ideas, where you find opportunities for real-world thinking, where you are inspired to take action. This is where what you imagine turns into what you do, where you make your dreams reality. This is Minnesota State University Mankato, and that is why we have been voted Minnesota's best university 3 years in a row.
Guy came to the showroom yesterday, as a matter of fact, and said, hey, you know how I know you have a good company? Because the guy's working on the deck. We're happy as could be.
I just hear Disney music in the background.
It's a whole new world.
A modestly larger than average showroom. Over 5,000 feet of showroom.
Yeah, the nice thing is you have options. Got all the major brands, different styles, different price points for everybody.
We can help narrow the choices to your taste and budget.
Minnesota summers are short. Make the best of them at Madden's on Gull Lake. It's a place for experiences that last a lifetime. Reserve your classic lakeside vacation today at Madden's on Gull Lake in Brainerd.
This is the University of Northern Iowa. We bring the hands-on, personal touch of a small college with all the resources of a state university. Our campus is filled with faculty and staff committed to student success. We'll always be preparing Panthers today for what Iowa and the world needs tomorrow. And we'll always be ever loyal. This is the University of Northern Iowa.
The tournaments on 45 TV are brought to you by Friends and Bank and Trust. Real people, real results.
And Hermantown lives up to their #1 seeding with a 6-0 win over Alexandria
in the third quarterfinal of the night. We've got one more yet to go here on 45 TV. Joe Schmidt along with Johnny Pohl. And Johnny, you played in the state tournament before. Just getting that first win under your belt, no matter where you're seated, no matter who you play, is pretty important.
It is, and Hermantown played that first period like they haven't been here before. They played a little nervous, they looked a little susceptible, and then the last two periods they looked like a juggernaut.
I think we saw their depth, too, because it looked like Alexandria maybe got a little tired at the end.
Yeah, Alex skates well, but they don't have the size and strength of Hermantown. Hermantown just rolls line after line. They play physical, they play as a team. Their defensemen are big and move the puck and skate well. Those last two periods were incredibly impressive.
We haven't had a close game yet. Maybe we'll have one next when it's 4 against 5.
Well, history would tell you this is going to be the close game. For those of us that have to work tomorrow, hopefully not too close.